this stuff here.
Yeah. I gave up.
Let me just run down a series of items here and maybe add some clarification to some things. First of all, as I said earlier, the governor just indicated he would veto the budget. He also will veto hundreds, but not all, depending upon their cost, of the 855 regular bills if the legislature overrides his veto. So now we have a threat that he's going to override. If they override him, he's going to veto 855 bills that the legislature has put into effect. So I think there's a lot of different issues for all of us at the state level, at the local level. We've got significant sums of money coming out of RDA and so forth. But kind of going down, the list of some things I heard, the solid waste privatization, we certainly think there are some opportunities here to gain some efficiencies. We've only had one meeting, formal meeting, with the solid waste people where we challenged them. They're in the process of preparing proposals to come back to us. We've gotten lots of input and proposals from them, but nothing in the form of a proposal that we can actually analyze at this point in time and come back and make any recommendations. The next scheduled meeting I think we're going to have here is in September. I'm very positive that we're going to have some outcomes there. We do have on the air pollution district, there was a legal opinion that was done by county council that said on the issue of the air quality settlement that there were some strings attached to it. I would be reluctant to move forward with any take of funds without some thorough checking with the various agencies that provided us those funds, being the state attorney general and so forth, without further legal research on that. We've been talking for over a year about a settlement on Mill Creek. The settlement in Mill Creek varies all over the place depending upon which choice that you make. I don't think it's necessarily a viable option here. The logging plan, again, I've heard about that for over a year. The logging plan, as I understood it, had to do with the requirement by the FAA to remove intrusions into airspace and not an attempt to gain money for the county. So, you take all of those issues and where does that put us? I don't think it's unrealistic to say that we all think that we're about $1 million short of where we would like to be in this process. But we've given you a balanced budget right now. And I've said before, a budget is only good the day it's adopted. Whatever you do today, tomorrow will change because there are different priorities come through. I think you've given us a laundry list of as many as 11 items you would like us to take a look at. We're certainly willing to do that, and we'll examine each one. But what that's going to take is probably, because of workload issues and different people, that's going to take some different discipline teams. We'll obviously have one team that'll be working with the auditor on Teeter. We'll have another team that'll be working with I started to say CalWorks, HHSA, and that'll be talking about Johnny's AODP issues and the WISC Center and so forth, and animal control. So we need to have time to have a series of meetings with our department heads and who will be partners in this to come up with some accurate information for you. But I certainly think all of those items that have been discussed are worthy of consideration. I would just, again, submit to you that the budget that you have before you is a balanced budget, and by a 3-2 vote with direction from your board that we pursue and bring back to you work on those other 11 items that we can move forward. And that concludes my comments.
With those very pointed and common sense comments, I'm going to call for a break of about 8 minutes to 25 after. The older I get, the closer I need to be to a restroom. So if there's no problems, I'd like to take just a couple-minute break, and we can come back, pick this back up right where we're at. But I'd also like to allow the CEO's comments to reverberate between each as individuals. So, couple minute break. We'll be back.